Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. I hope you all are having a good one. Um, Before I start out today, I want to show you all a card I'd gotten just yesterday. It's from Marie's Life Vlogs. Oh, that's the back. This is season. Okay, and she included some pictures. She threw some pictures in. This is Marie from Marie's Life Vlogs. So thanks a lot, Marie. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas, Marie. That was so nice. And in case you all, or I'm not streaming that day or whatever, in case I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas now while I'm thinking about it. And it's a little premature, but call it a premature congratulations. There we go. Now, get everything all lit up because I'm going to do some readings. So let me get to shuffling. I said readings because, surprise, I'm going to do some surprise readings for some folks. Whoever left a comment on the River Monster video is going to get a reading from me. I do appreciate all your comments and everything, and so keep leaving them. And one of these days, hopefully sooner than later, I will pick a video. And if you've left comments on there, well, you will get a free reading too. I don't do it all the time, just once in a while. And I also, at the end, I have not much of a segment. It's just a little footage of something I started growing, aside from the bulbs. Okay, wow. Wow. Y'all are going to like this one. Success. Success. With a title like Success, it's got to be a good one. Okay, in the picture, we see 6 discs in the form of a hexagram, grouped around a circle of light. The 6-pointed star and the hexagon are symbols of a mutual permeation and indissoluble merging. The 6 circles here bear the symbols of the 6 planets: the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And they're illuminated by the sun in the center. The card thereby shows the harmonious balance, concurrence of these principles. The entire inner portion is bright because of the sun, represented by the rose cross, illuminates the aura and transfigures the spirit. Usually only one meditation and contemplation, when our mind is directed completely toward the higher self, lead to such experiences. In this respect, the 6 of discs is a card of the inner sun, powerfully rising in the inner east, in a rosy dawn of self-awakening, for the center of the picture glows the reddish luster of daybreak. This card corresponds to the formation of an atmospheric harmony between Sol and Moon, the Moon in Taurus. 6 brings light into the center of the heart through an optimistic attitude toward life, as well as profusion and abundance through the striving for material security. On the inner level, the card further shows how we must realize that only a balanced relationship between opposing principles, war and peace, equals Mars and Venus, abundance and deprivation, equals Jupiter and Saturn, doubt and faith, which equals Mercury and Jupiter, etc. It helps us progress. Whenever we neglect, disparage, or try to suppress a principle, the entire structure becomes imbalanced and the natural process of development is inhibited. Vocationally, the 6 discs that form the hexagram mean that a favorable constellation, a harmonious interlocking of opposing factions, ensures what a time of success lies ahead for us. It brings with it solutions for old problems and favorable opportunities for every type of new beginning. In our relationships, the card represents a pleasant growing phase in which some wishes are fulfilled. It can indicate the start of a new enduring bond, as well as further expansion and solidification of a mature, familiar partnership. All right. So now let's do readings for those people that left a message. Okay, first one is for Anita. And this one was sliding right out at me. So you have, Anita, you have the Hanged Man. Okay, interpretations. This card embodies, as no other, the theme of turning around one's life. It therefore represents the crisis in the middle of life, as well as all the other small and large turns life forces us to take. It shows that we are stuck until we are prepared to take a new perspective of things. But except for the increasing intolerable situation, nothing forces us to have insight, and no one guarantees that it will actually take place. We therefore have the choice here of learning and changing our thinking, reversing our direction, and taking a new path, or of letting ourselves hang there and plaintively continue to suffer without anything ever improving. The Hangman is a card of change that primarily announces that we are in a dilemma. When more closely considered, however, the external inflexibility of this forced response contains necessity, as well as the opportunity of attaining an expanded image of the world through profound comprehension. So there you have it, Anita. Next up, let's see. We have, I know Nat left a message. So this one is for Nat. Almost had a couple get away from us there. Oh boy, Nat. I'm going to say it's that card on top, because it was just moving on out there on its own, saying, pick me, pick me. So the card you have, Nat, is the Prince of Cups. This card can represent a person in any area of life, but it can just as well mean an experience in the corresponding area in question. If it's a person, we encounter here the Knight of Hearts, the romantic spirit, the sensitive hero, guardian of love and protector of high ideals, as well as the swindling con man and the deceitful seducer. In short, the sensitive, warm, tender, but possibly also phony and unfaithful young man. In case that this card personifies a woman, this description corresponds to the masculine portion of her being, her animus. The winged prince standing in a shell-shaped wagon drawn by an eagle. Its emblem is also crowning his headgear, represents an airy region of water in which his spirit soars upwards in order to combine the feelings of the depths with the heights of perception. Considered in this light, he shows a developmental phase in which we face the challenges of life, no sinking back into the depths of water, still staying in touch with our feelings and not just engaging in more intellectual flights of fancy. All right, Nat. Next is Sherry. Oh, Sherry, this one jumped right out at me as I'm shuffling. So I guess it's your card. It's the Ace of Swords. This card represents the foundation of thinking, or the origin of thought, what we describe in the philosophy of religion as the spirit of God, or in the words of Plato, as the idea of the world, characterizes the formative world in the world of the structure behind the material. It signifies the history of human development from beginning with the ace, with the birth of the intellect, and ending in the Ten of Swords, the card of ruin. On the inner level, the Ace of Swords is symbolic of the cognitive power measuring out a section of the visible from which the unascertainable ocean of the unfathomable, which we can consciously gauge and explore by way of the mind. Without this intellectual pattern that lets us hold onto the image, which, so to speak, pulls the treasures from the sea of the unconsciousness onto land, every experience would be lost because it would then immediately sink back into the unfathomable reality of the eternal. Without this comprehension of what was previously unknown, and this focusing on the experiences that we compare to each other, there would be no human development imaginable. All right, Sherry. I hope you understood that reading because I didn't get a thing out of that. I don't know. And let's see. Oh, the last one that left a remark, a comment, was Kim. Ooh. And Kim's cards are sliding all over the place, so it is hard to tell where these are going to lead. I'm just doing it that way. Kim, you have the Magus. The Magus. Magus. Hate saying that word, it sounds too much like maggots. Okay, oh. Okay, now I know which card this is. The Magus has a relationship to the Mercurius of the alchemists and to the Greek Hermes, the guide of the soul and the master of all crossroads, whose dark nature is balanced by the card of the devil. The magus means activity, self-realization, striving for power, and he shows us an extraordinary vitality. The absolute will to form and change things is expressed in him. Where the fool is still blind and only senses there is something to be discovered, the magus takes the first decisive step. Magus, I don't know how you pronounce that. He knows what he wants, and this lets him achieve all goals. On the shadow side, there is here the simple-minded endeavor, through the power of positive thinking, to mobilizing the unconscious serving spirits, which naturally have nothing better to do than immediately satisfy all the naive narcissistic needs. In an ordinary deck, though, I didn't recognize that this corresponds to the Fool card. Not saying you're a fool, Kim. Just telling you. Just filling you in. Okay. Now let me show you that little bit of footage I have on, and I'll tell you what's in there in this clip coming up. I want to show you all this. Wow. Just several days ago, oh, I need to lay these down somewhere. Okay, just several days ago, oh, here we are. Just several days ago, I got these stuck in water. These are miniature weeping willow trees for indoor bonsais, and these had like little nubbins on the bottom. But now look down there in the water. Maybe if I pulled it up out. That piece has that. And on top, wow. There we go. This is hard to see. On top, it's got some blooms shooting off already. This one has some blooms. You can see right there. And no blooms on that small piece yet, but the small piece does have one root, you can see, and the big piece has all sorts of roots. In just a few days. That is so amazing. I'm going to have to put these in dirt before you know it. I just wanted to show you. Okay, now Albert stuck them in pots several days ago. And as you can see, they're really starting to take off now. It's like they're just so happy in that pot. Now the little tiny one over here to the side, it's not wanting to stand up very good. You know, I tried picking it up here and it just won't stay up on its own. But that dirt's really good. He got it from his mom's house. There's a big spring behind her house. And it helps, you know, the dirt so much. It's so rich. Anything grows in her yard. You would not believe it. And it's said not to use Miracle-Gro because it's all full of chemicals. So he just got it out of his mom's yard instead. I'll keep you updated. Well, thank you for joining us today. Our third day of Yule. 2 more days till Christmas, so it's coming fast. Won't be long before that jolly old fat man's stuck in your chimney. Now, just how you're going to get James Earl Jones out of your chimney, I'll never know. But anyway, have a blessed Thursday. Peace. Believe. And bye-bye. Till tomorrow.